Yes, this is a Graves jungle video with a Graves in the wrong side of the map. That's normal because Graves' champion spotlight is he's good at doing cheese stuff. And ultimately, while I am not personally, again, as you saw from the cave video, a fan of these cheese strategies, certain champions allow themselves to just absolutely thrive on it. But as with all of this stuff, the Lilia should have pre-warded this and known it might have happened. There's the first blood over to the Graves. This, for me, is the most important thing. People think this is now a free win. It's never a free win with cheese. In fact, the cheese itself just gives you a small advantage. And 99% of junglers don't know how to actually win with cheese strategies because they don't know what to do next. So let's see what we can do about teaching you those methods. The Lilia now, from our perspective, obviously we see her going topside, but from our perspective, we know straight up 100% that she will go to the topside and deal with these camps. For Graves, is it worth potentially doing the whole quadrant, doing blue side, and basically spam ganking the bottom lane? Like we gank it now, we take blue, we gank it again, and we basically say, Lilia, you have top lane, enjoy, goodbye. That's one strategy. The other is, hey, if I do that, the Lilia will take this. Hey, if I don't cross mid lane now, Lilia's going to take my red side. So what the Graves does is the classic methodology. I'm going to do red, I'm going to do Raptors, I'm going to get cut through mid lane. I want you to see me cutting through mid lane because I'm going to go directly to control these camps. So the Lilia is stuck, there's a lot of L's. The Lilia is stuck on this side, and now basically we'll say, okay, Graves is cutting through. I don't think he's going to cheese me here. I don't think Graves might have done that. I mean, he could have, but he didn't because he's level 2 as well. She's going to finish this quadrant and think, okay, Graves is up here, maybe ganking here, so I can then cut up and do this, right? And that's where Graves can do the smart thing of some of this quadrant and protect this quadrant. Let's see what he chooses to do. Because everything has a pro and a con when it comes to this aggressive early game. And the power thing has to be done correctly. So, Lilia now we know is on the blue side. We have deep vision here, so she could always cut back through here depending on her timers. You are being pinged off. Low HP Jax is pushing the wave. We know Graves is here. He gets this 3. Not the best clear in terms of fast 3, but the enemy jungler is denied. Could Lilia cut up here to counter gank and protect us? It is possible, but we see her down there on the minimap, so we're absolutely fine. There's a smoke screen. Check out the queue. All we need is a few more autos, or maybe even one more auto. No, a few more autos will do. And now that Graves straight up 100% knows that he's trading 2 kills, that gold, and topside quadrant control over the bottom side. And now here's where things get a little interesting from the Graves. You know she's here. Ping it. Let your team know, go back to base and collapse. You gotta head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else. All of this available through a premium jungle Discord, which is highly active, a huge community that help each other climb using my jungle program and courses. As we have seen by everybody hitting their peak rank goals in Split 1 and Split 2 of Season 14 as fast as possible. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. But you know it's going to be taken away. And the reason you ping and they rotate, well, the reason you ping is so that they can rotate. However, I don't want to hear anything about my laners don't rotate because it doesn't matter. You will always going to lose the blue here, categorically. If you base and go straight for your Grump, you would meet her on that and that's where you just kill her again. So either way, it works out for you. Happy days, everybody's good. Now, the Graves knows that the Raptors will spawn shortly, well, a little bit, and he knows that he can gank this, and he knows that he can do this. Now, this, for me, this is fine, but I don't like it, necessarily. I don't like it. Even if we get something here, I don't like this. I think this is a little bit, not a little bit, it's okay. It's fine. Okay. We know Lilia is going to do the Krugs, most likely. However, if I'm the Lilia here, I would assume that the Graves is going to maybe be down here, maybe something like this. And at this point, I want to create some space. I want to get out of here, and I want to go topside again. I want to try and take his topside camps. I don't want to face check my Raptors here. I'm going to assume that there's something weird, and I just want to get out. Now, the Graves is going to take this. I think he's waiting for the Lilia to do the Krugs and potentially walk back in his face. Fine play most of the time, but I do want to say for diamond players and below, master players and below, sometimes it's better here. You've done your damage. Let's go ahead and take our Scuttle Crab and blue side. We'll assess this in a second here. There's a Lilia getting that kill. Graves now, of course, will kill her because one more! There we go, and another one! And a little E into an auto attack. So what happened here that was so different to what we anticipated? We said the Lilia is most likely going to be on Krugs, and that's why his Graves here, I think sitting here for the second spawn Raptors is a secondary objective. Not the results base, it's just in-game how you review the tempo, because you know the Lilia now has nowhere else to be. There's only one place she can be, on Krugs. It's only camp on the map. And I know that that Scuttle Crab is something she's going to want to take. And I don't need to defend these camps just yet because I've got Serrated Dirk already. I have such a big advantage. I can't get on her face. But take away her options. If she's here, she can go up to the second spawn raptors, or she can go underneath to this. Those are two options. Take this away and then go for the raptors. And if she does show up, just kill her, right? Even if she doesn't die to you there, you still chunk her, push her off, take her camps, and now you can cross over for double scuttle, gank this again, control this quadrant, go all the way down if you want to, and then take dragon if you want to give her grubs, whatever, right? So that would have been a better play, more effective play, just to take away that objective from her, because we know she's going to do the Krugs, right? So obviously she does what she can here, takes the Krugs, takes the Scuttle Crab, goes for this, Graves cuts back, and she gets screwed anyway. It's just about not giving her anything. That makes sense. So she still dies, eviscerated. Graves is now 4-0-0, and that's what people think. All right, cheese. Yeah, sure, but it's not the cheese that's winning here. It's aggressive jungle div pathing. It is truly powerful. Oh my god, we have it. Oh no! I had to say it. Jungle div pathing, guys, the savant, look at the majesty. And then that happened. Yeah. Anyway, so the idea is good though. Take this sucker or take this sucker, then fall back to this sucker, take this. You can hang around for the grubs because you still have a huge advantage over her, or you can of course give up the grubs if your lanes are shit and go bottom side, doesn't really matter. You just want to keep in her face the whole time. Regardless, flash gone, grump stolen. We'll do our raptors there, we finally get to our Krugs on the top side. I think at this point you don't know exactly what Lilia is going to do. She's going to loop back for the grubs, is she going to go down here and try and do something else? As the Lilia, if you were the Lilia against the Graves here and most of your MMR ranges, go down. Assume he will go grubs because most people do nowadays. Anyway, we show on the top side here. There's the Lilia. She actually stays up. I don't know why she's here. I think she's just trying to yeet one of these away. It's absolutely silly. You're level 4. You know Graves is top side. You know he's going to loop his camps. You know he's most likely going to want to go for the grubs. Just go down, control your camps, get a dragon, counter jungle. You know his blue side's available too. There's a lot of things you can do here as the Lilia to regain control of yourself. And while the pressure game of the Graves here is important, so is the recovery of the Lilia, and she's not basically giving it up. And Graves is like, hello, die, everybody. And that's the thing. If you execute the pathing like Graves here, in 99% of ranks, they don't know how to respond. They don't know how to give shit up. They don't know how to stop greeting. Like the Lilia here's, okay, great, you stole one. You know, obviously top lane is going to rotate over from the Jax here, and now we have to leave. But really, this just is more of a nuisance for me. Like, she's at 2.4k gold, I'm at 4.1k gold. Why are you here, Lilia? This is silly, but, you know, fine. You, I guess. Because now, Lilia has her bottom quadrant up. Graves has his bottom quadrant up. Dragon is the next target on the map. Bot lane is in the balance. And now you're facing the Graves. Do you really want to be facing the Graves here with a full Ghost Blade, new movement speed on the passive, and new movement speed? Not new movement speed, but the same movement speed on the active? I don't want to be fighting the Graves here. I want to be on the other side. I want him to come back here after doing grubs and have nothing available. I want the bottom lane to be dead. And then I can control my camps here. And sure, I'm going to lose the dragon, but that's fine, because then I'm going to cut up and take us all top side and stumble the top lane. I will give up the dragon. I will give up the grubs just to slingshot this guy in experience and gold. And she didn't do it because she chose the objective. It's okay to give up the first two. And now Graves is in your face, level 6, knows he has such an insane advantage, walks into you. You get 6 here. She's going to probably try and proc it to survive. But it should... Oh, actually, a bot lane. I was going to say it should not matter if bot lane rotated. And then, yeah, I looked at the map and... Nope. The Lilia did this to herself there. But the Graves, of course, makes the aggressive play. It's like, okay, well, you want to be annoying and take my grubs? Let me show ya. Takes her Krugs. Bottom lane obviously do get a double kill, as is the way. Graves is trying to mega 1v9 this game, and they just go ahead and end. We could do the dragon if we wanted to coin flip it a little bit, but of course he decides he wants to try and gank the Smolder here, and he knows that the Lilia will be 100% on the top side. So again, 2 schools of thought. 1 for your dragon, kind of just go for that one. 2 for the invade here, knowing she's here. Or 3, cut across, gank this, and protect your camps from counter jungle. Don't give her freebies whatsoever. We know she's going to be here. And again, the most important thing is she's on the same side as the Graves, which she doesn't want because the Graves has got such a big lead. So she failed miserably, but the Graves made it so that she didn't really know what to do next. And that's huge. That's why these strategies work. Not because of the first initial phase, but because they're good at jungling. That's why I tell you not to cheese first. Become good at jungling. then get really good at a champion, and then think about how you can be a bit aggressive, quote-unquote cheesing. Because your knowledge and your ability after that will be the thing that makes you 1v9 games. True. We coached a lot of people on that. I still hate the cheese, though. I still hate Graves. I still think you should just play normally because you don't need to do this, but it is fun when it works. It is. Now Lily again is going to retract herself from the top lane and go to the bottom side. Graves is like, well, I'll finally do my quadrant here again. And now I can just observe the map just to see where people show up. Lulu clears the wards. There's a dragon available. No other camps available. We have a little bit of time until the grubs. I'm looking at bot lane here. It's like not the best, but at least I can do something. Let me go ahead and snack up this dragon with my mid lane prior. Obviously, we see the Jax there. Lily is over here. And we can finish that up. Yep. She should know he's here. This is a great lesson in jungle spacing. Like, if you're losing this hard to a Graves and he's this far ahead, please do not have close jungle spacing. If he's top, I'm bot. If he's on Narnia, I'm in the wardrobe. You're just nowhere near this guy, all right? Because he destroys you. The only way you get back into the game is by sneaking things away while he's busy doing something else. And he's done a great job protecting it, but Lilia made it easy. Two things can be true. You can be a great jungler. The Smolder gave up on life. I think that's fair. I mean, we knew he was going to die. Just walks up. They're pinging the Smolder. It's like the dude had flashed up, but he's going to die anyway. So that's actually good. Like, if you're a laner there and you're guaranteed dead and the flash isn't going to save you because it isn't, just don't waste it. It doesn't matter. Save it for another day. Lilia goes mid lane now. Level 7 to level 9. Gets charmed and then Q-faced. We'll take all of these grubs. That'll give us 4, so we get the mites. Lilia, again, has nothing else to do but to go to the top side. Such is life. Then Graves can fall back down here. If you want to go Raptors into Krugs into reset, what do we have, 1500? You can do that. I still kind of like going Krugs into Raptors just in case I need to cut through the Lilia gank to shadow that one. And of course, I can go base in the same way. And then my sequencing is top down. So this is great if you want to cut back up again, sync up with Gwen again, kind of shove into some plates, which it looks like you might be doing because you don't really need to base with that amount of gold. It's a lot, but you don't need to. Scanner would have been huge here. It is warded. We don't know if it's warded or not. There's a lot of wards, actually. Small the mid lane there, eating over the wall. We're time investing, no objective on the map. 2 camps, don't care if I trade them. Let's see what we can do. Oh, you were seen, but the Jax jumped in. Your hubris will be your undoing. That was really anticlimactic because he just got... He was destroyed. So, now we have 2.1k gold. Got to build into the next atomization choice here, which is, of course, always going to be Collector. Lilia finally says, he's topside, I can take some camps. It's too late, Bambi. Now everyone knows what you're doing. You weren't sneaking into his jungle when you could have. And look at this stupid champion still able to heal and deal damage with the Lulu, but Kai'Sa over the wall comes up for the next kill. And then Graves is like, well, I can help out a little bit by shadowing and taking on the whole team 1v1. Shizmo champion spotlight. All right, so you see why the Lilia failed this game? I mean, yes, it's all on the Graves for his great play, but she really didn't make it easy. And she did make it easy. It's just good jungling makes the enemy jungler confused, makes them suffer. There is the E, there's a Dark Harvest deck, there's a Q through the minions, there's a flash, there's an auto. One more will get it done. Oh, that's a cute emote for a Graves main. Graves mains, Lilia mains. Does anyone play anything with Otter anymore? Not Shaker. Although probably more honorable than Hyelo. Just saying. Graves is so broken right now. He's the best jungler in the game, without question. His map mobility, his damage, his power curve, he can gank, 3 camp, he can invade and cheese like this, he can full clear. Whatever is required of this guy, Cigar, it will deliver. All shapes and sizes. Now, Lilia is obviously down here at this particular stage. From our perspective, from his, he's like, I don't know where she is, but it blues up, so I'm going to go do it. If she is here, I'll kill her. And that's why you see this. Because now we don't know. Now we don't know. Is she here or down? We don't know. Then Lilia, it seems, has finally decided to... Uh-oh. I was going to say, finally decided to create some spacing. Turns out she did, but the wrong kind. Get the smite, though. Yeah, I was going to say, like, maybe you could try something here. It's worth it, but again, now she's truly lost. Then you truly are lost. That's what Obi-Wan would say to her. Because it's like, well, you're down here. You know he might be up here. So you go down here to do other things. And there's nothing to do because you waited 14 minutes to do it. No bueno, no bueno. Gold amount, 5.1 on Lilia. We want, obviously, to have maybe around 6 at 14. Graves is 9,000. The rich get richer. So now we have Ari in the bush. Again, Lilia decides to go bottom side here. Predictable. Predictable. Mid lane has rotated. Graves will now show up. Okay, so Lulu's being chunked. Smolder will die. TB is being committed by the Jax. Let's see if he's actually able to gain anything from this one. Graves is obviously going to flank to collapse. Gwen will shove top lane out. Hopefully Kai'Sa ults to reposition. Smart choice. Well, Nerf Jax still does Jax things, by the way, even though his win rate is not that great. Didn't happen. None of this happened whatsoever. We are all good. Could have done the dragon instead, but we chose to do that nonsensical play. It's fine. Gwen now covers mid lane, and see Lily's like, oh, free camps. Of course, you've just telegraphed. Everybody knows exactly where you're going. Exactly where you're going. Graves will show up and collapse on you. Wise choice, down 3 levels. I think he's a fresh 13 and she is a fresh 10. That's a legitimate 3 levels, by the way. Oh, the sneakeroo! But she is got many slows and champion is just, yeah. But now we know where you are again. Like, it's all about the spacing. There just ain't any. The Graves is totally dominating. And this is what the champion does. Great example, though. Not about the cheese or anything, just about the mindset, the aggression, the measured protection of your camps, you know, the objective control. And if they do something that's weird, like, oh, why are you competing with me here? Or just leave and go and kill her later on. Like, it's just a great example of 1v9. I mean, look at this. The Gwen is 1-3-4, 1-3-6 Ari, 2-1-2 Kai'Sa, 1-3-2 Nautilus. There's no guarantee that if you don't jungle like this, that you win this game from that level 1, because the rest of the laners are all just straight up mediocre. And that's a worse insult than inting, because inting implies you're having a bad game, you're just dying a lot. Mediocre means you're always this sucky. And so, well, not quite, but you get my drift. So, Dragon's available. We'll go snack that baby up. Make sure you're vacuuming all resources on the map. That means their camps, your camps, wave camps, objective camps, all camps are to you. Here we are down in the bottom lane. I've never seen a jungler with absolutely so little direction than this Lilia. Truly has no idea what to do, where to be, or how to be. Going all in the Ari there. Obviously, the charm does go through, nicely done. The sleeper's going to do nothing. She's going to have more charges. That was basically an execute onto the Smolder. Ult into hook. And of course, we don't waste any more time. We're going to punch this wave. I was going to say we still have plates, but it's 18 minutes. It almost felt like we still have plates up, but we don't. Turret will be snacked. And now, when your team are mediocre, or your team aren't necessarily super duper fed, and you don't want to risk any sort of scaling, you need to start pushing forward, taking turrets, getting into their face, getting into the map, getting into their jungle camps, and don't wait for your team for that one. Just make sure you join your team in a team fight where when they need you, but ideally we're never going to need a team fight here. Ghost Blade active, smoke screen. Well, we missed a Q there, but that's fine, she dies anyway. Now we can take this one. See, the push here after a kill into the shove and cut, into another turret. Now we can take all of their camps as we need. Gold amount is 1700. We went for the Serpent's Fang here. A lot of damage, good build path. Obviously helps against Karma-based comms, Lulu-based comms, and anything with a shield, which is a lot of champions. But obviously you can go into the IE, you can go low doms. Well, low doms should be standard, really. Just for most people. But in this case, it's absolutely fine. We got tier, what? 77 shielding reduced. You can't see it, but match history below if you want to investigate yourself. Although it doesn't give that data, so never mind. We'll see at the end. We'll see at the end how much value we get from this. And I like this. This is really smooth. We just fall back to our camps here. We control everything. I think he wants to do like a singular buy as much as possible. Obviously, I think here getting a BF sword would be great. Just getting into the last whisper as well. BF sword's probably just the best at this point because you're so fed. Oh, the ultimate goes wide! Unlucky. Nautilus, you have very large ambitions. I feel like that right there, the flash and everything, we can just go straight to the Baron. Anybody want to taste of this purple? And they do, because they lead. They follow. You lead, they follow. Big thing to remember as a jungler. If you're this fed and you have all the right calls throughout the game, you do very well, and the enemy jungle is nothing but a corpse, you know, like they will listen to you as a team, you know? Just make your pings, Show leadership in your strategy. Don't go farming your camps when people want to end or when you can end. You know, yeah, he farmed camps here, but the map was such that he could. Then he cut in. Here he killed and cut in. So he's there for his team as well, not just for himself. And I think that's a big mentality you need to have if you want. She's 5 levels behind. Goodness gracious. This is really a how to get huge experience leads in Season 14 video, because you don't often see this in high elo these days, but the control of her camps, his camps, and objectives has been really, really damn good. There's very little she can do about this. Graves is absolutely and unequivocally the best jungler in the game. And when you jungle him well, only good things happen. Not to Smolder do good things happen. Deserved because he's playing Smolder, but that was hilarious. A lot of damage. See, now we got 3.8k. We're going to go straight into the Lord Dumbs, one buy. As I said, still 77 reduced, so maybe not the best buy, actually. I understand the logic. I understand the cheapness. I understand the stats and the effectiveness. I also understand that your team here are overstaying and dying. That's not your problem. The right decision. Go back to base buy. Go down mid lane. We actually undid the Lord Dumbs and straight into the IE. I think at this point, if you just didn't have this sucker right here and you just went straight into the IE and the Lord Dumbs, that's great. You don't need the Serpent's Fang here, really. You just one-tapping people anyway, so... Just a note, I would have gone Lord Dom's IE, but you could have justified IE and Lord Dom's at that point. You're so far ahead. The BF Sword and Spike would have been huge, so... Regardless, you're going to see the true power of Graves because of this thing right here. You see that? And while they push this down here, as I was saying... That's a cutoff. Replay froze. You see the passive there? The crit strikes on his autos. You do extra bullets and 52% more damage. So, every time you crit... You're doing a lot more on those pallets, and that's, well, I'd say that's huge, but I think that's obvious. So we're waiting for the Gwen and the Kai'Sa to come out of base. That was quick. Dragon's available. We can snack that up. We don't need to, but we can, just to make sure we get that soul point, just in case. Again, no real need to do it, but if you want to dot the I's and cross the T's, make sure you don't throw, and your teammates, again, are not performing at a level really necessary to do anything. It's important that you control that. Next inhibitor will fall. Smolder's out of position. Do we see some gaming here? Nautilus will tank. Let's see the damage. Nice little E into the Q against the wall there. Remember, the more you shorten the distance in that Q, the quicker you're going to get both ways of damage. And that's huge. So, yeah. A game for the ages in terms of 1v9 jungling, showcases Graves' damage, but also, again, how do you get big experience leads? You might not use cheese to get your lead, you might just use regular good old-fashioned clears, but the point is the same. Control your camps, control their camps, keep yourself close to them. When they don't respect that gap, kill them, take their stuff, spit in their jungle, take all objectives, and then slap them in the face. And basically, that Lilia is a brisket.